Old Nan's little outburst last night was the former House Speaker Newt Gingrich led to calling her to be censured. And Professor Jonathan Turley, the constitutional scholar who voted for Hillary Clinton, is calling Pelosi to apologize and change her conduct or resign. Joining me now, Congressman Lee Zeldin and Matt Gaetz. Congressman Gaetz, you actually want to take a pretty aggressive step here. What is it?
Tomorrow, Laura, I will be filing charges against Nancy Pelosi in the House Ethics Committee. She disgraced the House of Representatives, she embarrassed our country, and she destroyed official records. The law does not allow the Speaker of the House to destroy the records of the House, and the rules of the House do not permit some little temper tantrum just because you don't like what the President of the United States says. And you know what? A lot of Republicans are sick of the double standard here. When Joe Wilson made a comment, an excited utterance, oh, the Democrats really brought the heat down on him when he said that Obama lied about illegals getting health care under Obamacare. By the way, Joe Wilson was right. But we ought to apply the same standards to the Democrats that they want to apply to us. And there will be an ethics investigation of Nancy Pelosi. And we will start the ball rolling to have her censured. And the first act begins tomorrow when Congressman Zeldin and I will join Kay Granger in a censure resolution. And we will force a vote on that resolution.
Well, you don't have the majority in the House. I heard today that, well, it's not really a formal record because it's a copy of the speech that the president signed. And I heard murmurs that this is cute, but it's not really going to work, Congressman.
Well, to Matt's point about what happened to Joe Wilson, the House passed a resolution naming names. Right, the double standard, the moral equivalency, we saw it happen this time last year when Ilhan Omar came in and they were making the comments that were anti-Semitic. We saw different standards applied. If she was a Republican, she would have been named, they would have named names and they would have thrown her off her committees. But no, it's different because she's a Democrat. Now, she should be censured. It was a disgrace. It was an embarrassment. Basically, from the inside out, Nancy Pelosi has been poisoned. She is now poisoning the House of Representatives and Congress and our country because it started off with her getting rolled by her far left, which has basically taken over the Democratic Party.
Is she mad, though? Is she mad at herself? She may be. I didn't think she was a stupid person.
But she does
until last night when she did that little stunt with the ripping.
She's not stupid, but Nancy Pelosi has some real impulse control problems. She is the first Speaker of the House of Representatives to have her words taken down by the House of Representatives because she was too personal in her attacks against the president, which were unfounded. That hadn't happened in over 50 years in the House of Representatives. She was the first. But this latest attempt embarrassed the House of Representatives in front of the world. The world was watching the president. He gave an inspirational, fantastic speech. And for her to have a temper tantrum, we don't allow that on the floor of the House of Representatives. And Nancy Pelosi is not above the rules of the House just because she is the Speaker of the House.
I just want to set the stage for people about what happened last night in the State of the Union speech versus what was said afterward by the Democrats. And I think putting some of the comments side by side is instructive. Check it out.
Your husband is back from deployment. He is here with us tonight, and we couldn't keep him waiting any longer.
It was a disgusting performance. Absolutely disgusting.
We will soon be heading to the school of your choice.
Don't tell me what you've done for the black community, because you haven't done anything for the black community.
Rush Limbaugh is a virulent racist.
Aside from the fact that AOC can't pronounce the word virulent, this is where they came down. Every moment of emotion and patriotism and sacrificial concern was cast aside as a stunt in reality TV.
It was too beautiful. I mean, those moments you're celebrating Americans who did great things, and they want to take the president out so badly that they were sitting on their hands. I tried something different last night. I sat over on the Democratic side, which I've never done before for the State of the Union address, and the groans, the way that they're pointing at each other. Every time Kristen Sinema stood up and applauding, they were ostracizing her and they were heckling.
I was surprised she voted as she did today.
I'll tell you,
she's a smarter politician.
When I first, that was a big mistake today.
That was sad for her.
When I first got to Congress, Barack Obama was the president. I went to the State of the Union address, never thought about boycotting, never thought about walking out, never thought about impeaching him. I was there. When I agreed, I stood up, I applauded. He was my president, even though I didn't vote for him.
Congressman, it looks like your Democrat colleagues have zero plans to stop investigating the president. Watch.
You said it's likely that your committee or some combination of committees will subpoena John Bolton. That's what you're saying.
Has the Speaker signed off on it? When would this happen? I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, Jerry Nadler just looks like a beaten man in that clip. But the Democrats are a one-trick pony now in Washington. They offer America only impeachment and investigations because they haven't been able to come together for an immigration plan, an infrastructure plan, anything that would actually impact the lives of the people of this great country.
If she can't sit there and act like a decent human being during a State of the Union speech, how is she going to march her white pantsuited self into the Oval Office and talk infrastructure?
Right, she can't, and she has to relinquish the gavel, and the American voters have
She's got to retire. You know what I would say? You got to retire. If you can't even comport yourself at the State of the Union,
you've called for two people to resign, and it's only the A block.
Yeah, well,
the rest of the show,
right, well,
who knows who's going to get the axe
before
the show.
You guys are safe for right now. Congressman, thank you for being here. We're going to be following the censure push and all of this, so thank you for updating us on all of this tonight.